so that they can win, right? Because we win no matter what. We're already rich. We're already doing good. Right? We're already crushing it. But it seems like the more people we help, the richer we get too. Is that all right? The more people you help, is it okay if you get richer as you help more people? Yes? You're okay with this? Yes? You sure? All right. Then let's stop wasting time. This session is something I call busyness versus business. There we go. Who's been guilty of it? Already knows they've been guilty of this at some point. Hands up if you know you've been guilty of being super busy and not feeling like you got something done. Anybody? I'm not the only one who suffers from this. Okay, excellent. And by the way, I'm going to bring my brother up in a little bit because he's a good example of this. Somebody who's mastered it, figured it out. All right. On your books, page 14. You got a page that looks like this? Yeah? Okay. Who's got good handwriting? Really quickly, who's got good handwriting? Yeah? Kev? Bring Kevin Vo up here. All right, let's give Kevin Vo a big round of applause. Kevin, I'm going to ask you. Well, here. We're at busyness, spelled with a Y and an apostrophe. I don't even know if that's a real word, but we made it. It made the book. Busyness. Like busyness. All right, so give me examples of busyness. Things that like you feel like you're super like productive and getting a lot of stuff done, but it doesn't actually produce something. Emails. Editing videos. Laundry. For sure laundry. Dude, I haven't done laundry in at least a half a decade. And maybe more than that. Maybe a decade. What is it? Oh, that's a video, Paula. All I did was take shit and throw it in the laundry machine and be like, Dorina, how's this work? You're right, Paula, you're right. 2 years ago, there was a video of me being like, I don't even know how to do this. All right, what else? Laundry, get laundry in here. Laundry, cutting the grass, things like email, yep. What else? Cooking dinner. Shit, yeah, right? You know there are restaurants. You are aware that they will literally deliver food to your house. Yes? Okay. I wasn't aware, and then we discovered it. Okay, what else? Social media, yes. Unless you're Nancy, in which case, crush it. Even then, you're not spending all day on it, right? You just spend like a short period of time, just do the right thing. You spend 18 hours a day on your phone? On social media? Yeah. Responding to people though, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Because she's building a community. Give her a round of applause. She's responding. She's not there being like, swipe, 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 swipe. A little bit, but you know. Hey, they texted me. Let me check them out. Like that's real relationship building though. It's not like just watching people and doing nothing. We're getting this? Okay, what else? What else? Busyness. How about wholesaling? Can you put wholesaling up there? Because a lot of them don't think that's busyness. Here, use a red one. Because it feels like action, doesn't it? Doesn't wholesaling feel like action? Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll hold the inventory. Here. Teamwork, man. Give Kevin a round of applause. He's doing amazing. All right. Wholesaling. Here's why I call that busyness. You're busy, but you don't get any money. Where are my wholesalers at? Wholesalers. If I ask you this, and you do the math on the amount of hours you've put into wholesaling and then what you've actually gotten for return on investment, is it possible you're working minimum wage? Wholesalers? If we're real about it, if we're real. And then at the end of it, there's no net worth, right? But like landlords or people who do want to flip could make that money in 3 months, 6 months, a year. Landlords aren't going to pay any taxes on the gain. And then the flippers are going to pay like nasty income tax, but they'll have money. Wholesalers, have you seen, let's say, a year with 250,000? Any wholesalers make $250,000 in wholesaling? I'm just checking. Did I miss anybody? No. So it's busyness. Real estate agents, anybody make $250,000 in real estate as an agent? You were flipping too, though. What year was that? 19 and 20. Let's give Larry a round of applause. Too much work, you still gave it up, right? Because you can trade options and make way more. Many reasons. The systems are just a pain in the ass to keep together, isn't it? Yes, it's a job. It's busyness. Now, realtors. Any realtors in here made $250,000 a year just through agency? Just through agency. Anybody? Realtors? As a realtor, well, you live in Toronto, man. Come on, your real estate's like $2 million for a cabin. The igloos are $2 million. All right, that's because you're a hustler, right? How many transactions was that? 7 or 8 transactions. 7 or 8. Moved to Toronto, yes? Awesome, good job, Robbie. So I would put being a real estate agent in there unless you're using it as a way to connect and get access to buying property. Catching this? You want to be a millionaire, you want passive income, you're going to need passive income streams. Nothing passive about agency unless you own a business. Is that valuable? Do you think Kevin did a great job? He does have great handwriting, doesn't he? Let's give Kevin a big round of applause. Great job, brother. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, man. All right. Business. What is business? You know what the traits of business are? By the way, you can write down any busyness that you've been doing. You write that on your notebook, right? Any busyness. Things like collecting rent, Steve. Not no more, but I will never forget that I was at your house and you were like, look at this cash. Threw it on the table and I was like, who fucking uses cash? I love the shirt. Like, it makes me feel good to be covered in blankets of cash, but to drive out to somebody's house and be like, hey, can you bring me? Like, that seems archaic. Yes? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? Who's talking to me over here? Girl, I got 48 units. I don't go drive to the house. Like, I just look at the bank account, go ding, 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 ding. It's much better. Trust me. Just believe me for a little bit. You don't gotta believe me, just don't believe you. All right? All right, business. Here's what it looks like. Business. A business runs without, come on, finish it for me. You. I call it GNN. Who knows what that stands for? Who knows what GNN stands for? Anybody? You never heard of this? Oh, check this. Oh, it's been years. Okay, check this out. Yeah, Gwalter, not needed. Boom! Every business needs to operate like that. Otherwise, I'm not interested in the business, right? If the business doesn't operate like this, it doesn't pass the GNN test, it doesn't go any further, right? If they're like, okay, we need you to do this, it's like, okay, goodbye. Next investment opportunity, thank you, I'm interested. If it expands my build 100 millionaires, I'm like, yes, sign in, right? Sure, I'll do whatever it takes. I don't mind putting initial investment up. I just don't want a job, right? If they're like, we're gonna need you to show up every week on a Zoom call for the next 3 years, I'm like, no, it's not gonna work out. But I could record something for you that I could use. You can use that over and over as an infinite webinar every week moving forward. The only one I like to do, who knows what I like to do? Every Saturday at 10 a.m., the 52 Weeks to Wealth. I absolutely love 52 Weeks to Wealth because I get to evolve with that. And it's not the same webinar every week. It's a little different every year. I change, I adjust, I get better, I get sharper, I get smarter. I get a different community who's getting better, smarter, sharper. I'm getting different stories. And so I'm able to give more. I love the 52 Weeks to Wealth, right? It's my passion because as I go through it, I'm able to give and deliver, and I'm able to experience you and move you forward, right? It's a cool tool. But anything like outside of that, I don't want a consistent routine. Entrepreneurs, you know what I'm talking about? We don't want that consistent routine. Hands up if you don't like consistent routines. Be real with me. Yeah. Nobody likes it. Anna loves it. She loves stability. Where my S is at. I also like stability. I like to be able to relax throughout the entire day. That's my form of stability. Is that okay? Yes? Hey, I'm rich. That's why I got here, right? I needed a motivation. Like Ron's motivation, you know why he got rich? Ron said to me one day, he was like, dude, because I was like, I can't stop, Ron. I need another project. I need something to build, man. I can never stop growing. Who feels that way? Can't stop. We won't stop, right? Ron was like, you know, my goal is never work again. I was like, I get it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, one day, it was cool. Like, never have to work again, right? He's like, no. Like, never work again. I'm like, well, all right, okay. So Darina's actually buying Ron out on the properties this year. That's that deal. Mike Shine is putting that together. Let's give Mike Shine a big round of applause. Because Darina's like, I want to keep growing. I want to keep buying. So busyness, right? Busyness is that hustle. Business is a thing that operates without you. Is that cool that we have things that operate without us? Okay, great story. My brother, when I was started to get into this game of like real estate, my brother was like, hey, I want to buy real estate. In fact, my brother's the one who told me to stay in real estate. When people were sending me job offers for $23 an hour, for $30 an hour, and I went to Josh, I was like, hey, bro, I was living in his house. Thank you, by the way, for giving me a place to live when I was going through all that. And I asked him, I was like, Josh, like, should I take these job offers? And he said, Walter, what do you think? What do you think about this? He said, you've always been the best at whatever you did, right? Like, every company you worked at, within 8 months, you were moving your way up. You figured it out, you'd mastered it, and you started doing really well. I said, yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. You're right. And then he said, do you believe you'd feel the same way about real estate? I was like, well, here's the deal. Real estate's sales. I don't like sales. But he's like, well, aren't you going to learn sales? Yes. I am. He said, did you go to sales training? Yes. Are you going to go to more sales training? I was like, yes. Will you go on more sales forums? I was like, yes. So I was like, all right, then Walter, is it reasonable to believe that you can learn this? Is it learnable? I said, yes. He's like, then don't look at any more emails, no more offers. Focus on real estate. Commit to real estate. He said, I guarantee within 8 months, you're going to figure this thing out. And with 8 months, I made $17,000. I was concerned. Because that was a very good pep talk, and he was right. Real estate's got a lag time to it, right? Who's noticed that? So the next year, I made $115,000. Thank you. So when Josh came to me with his dream, his vision, he wanted to build a fitness facility for kids. Athletic movement and parkour was the idea. He wanted to teach Ninja Warrior. He wanted to do parkour. I used to joke around with him. I'd be like, Josh, why are you wasting your time on this parkour stuff? As I'm broke, trying my best to hustle to build my business, I'm like, Josh, you got to focus on money, bro. You got to focus on life, real important things. You can't be flipping and backflipping and like doing all these little things. You're going to get injured, and worse, you're not going to make money. All that time is wasted on just your body like getting beat up. Man, I feel dumb. But one day he comes to me and says, I want to start my own facility. And I was like, dude, like, I'm broke as hell right now, but I will do whatever it takes to help you get that. And he said, well, here's the problem. I was like, what's stopping you, right? I'm acting like a coach back then, right? I'm like, what's stopping you? What's stopping you, bro? And he says, what's stopping me is I don't have the money. I was like, don't even worry about the money. Here I am, broke as hell. But I'm in real estate. So I'm like, don't worry about the money. I got the money, right? Going through a divorce, right? This is the craziness. I'm like, I got the money. I'll find the money. Well, it won't do it for me, but I'll do it for him, right? So I'll find the money. Don't worry. He says, okay. I want to go buy a big $500,000 building and build this thing. I was like, whoa, hold on. Hold on. Why don't first we prove traffic? I want to prove some traffic, right? Instead of going in and building this thing that's never been built before, like taking all these risks, why don't we just like start small and just prove it? And I said, why don't you just go and work for somebody else for like a month and prove that the thing makes money? Find out the inside of the system. Find out what people charge. Find out how do they find clients. Find out what the programs look like. Find out what some efficiencies, inefficiencies, see how you can improve things, attract clients. Like, just learn some of the stuff from the inside. Does that make sense? Learn some stuff from the inside, right? Because those people already have some arrows in their back, right? The pioneers are the ones who get arrows in the back. The people who come after the pioneer can avoid that, right? Oh, that's where you get shot. That's where people died there. We're just going to go around. So Josh, he went and he does everything I ask. He goes, he starts working for this other gym, he starts teaching Ninja Warrior, and then before you know it, he's got like 20 students. And he says, okay, I'm ready to go buy a big building and start this thing. I was like, whoa, before we go and spend all this money on an unproven system, because we don't got the marketing, we don't got the business, like we don't know for sure how scalable this thing is yet. We get this. There's very much risk in this scenario without having guidance or a mentor or somebody else who can prove and say, yes, in your market, there's this much room and this is how you do it. We're guessing, right? Who feels like you're guessing a little bit? So he went and we rented a space. We rented a space that already had traffic, a place with a bunch of children who were already going to like laser gate, they were going to archery ranges, they were going to baseball places. So he had this one building that already had a traffic source. And so then we put his facility inside that. In year one, what were you, $10,000 a month, Josh? Let's bring Josh out. Is that all right if I bring my brother on stage for a little bit, talk about this deal? All right. So you know, this man is worth $1.2 million. $1.4 million. I stand corrected. Come on up, Josh. Camera, he's gonna flip somehow onto the stage, it's guaranteed, so he's in better shape than I am. All right. Grab a chair. Hey, microphone right there. Grab a chair, I got you. All right, so Joshua Amarello, everybody. This is I call him the little brother, but I think I still got bigger arms. All right, we'll flex off later. So, Josh, when you were getting started, like, what were your biggest concerns? Like, when it came to even after your business? Because, by the way, the reason I talk about busyness versus business is you have to have a business in order to buy real estate. Eventually, you'll run out of money. Right? Who's noticed that in real estate already? Like, the cash flow is not always immediate. Who's noticed that? Stabilization periods can take a year or 2 years. Yeah, Josh noticed it now too. Sometimes the stabilization period takes a little while. So like in the interim, you've got to make some money, which is why sometimes we get paid on the acquisition, right? Syndication model. Like you get paid $100,000 just for closing the property. That way you got something to live off of, and you can go a year before the next deal or 6 months before the next deal. We're catching some of this? All right, so you need a business that pays your bills, keeps the lights on, while you're building your portfolio, while you're stabilizing it to get to the point where it pays for you. So, Josh, you recently bought a building.
I sure did.
You bought your first piece of real estate.
Yes, I did.
After me saying not to buy real estate for 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I said to my brother not to buy real estate for 7 years. Anybody got to guess why? He needed to focus on his business. He could always buy real estate. But his business is an opportunity for him to get the cash flow, for him to get that stability, to get that increase of net worth. So Josh, were you afraid when you went to buy this piece of real estate?
I never been more terrified in my life of anything.
But you have backflipped off of very tall buildings.
I mean, not off the building. I have a brain.
Right, but you've backflipped on tall buildings.
For sure. Yeah, no, I've definitely done that.
Holy shit, all right. So some of the fears that you had, what were some of the fears that were going through your mind when you were going through this transaction?
Mostly that the finances wouldn't work out. I was mostly concerned about the tenants either not paying rent,
Anybody relate to this?
Does that sound familiar to anyone?
Okay.
It's horrific.
Hey, tell us about the building. Before we go into the fears, tell us about the building itself.
Okay, cool. So this is a 42,000 square foot mill building, 2 stories. It is in Fall River, Massachusetts. It was valued at $890,000. I paid $990,000 for it.
How much over its valuation did you pay?
$100,000 over.
You paid $100,000 more than the building was worth, according to what, the city assessor?
No, according to the appraiser.
The appraiser,
yeah.
Okay. Who's like, that sounds terrible.
Sounds real bad, doesn't it?
Wait for it.
I built a dance studio in there, and I relocated my academy to that space, and the building is now worth $1.3 million.
What? Hold on. How long ago did you do this? How purchase point to the recent appraisal?
So June 12th of 2021 is when I bought the building, and it was just appraised a little less than a month ago, and we're closing on the refinance on Wednesday.
A refinance, you say? I'll give him a round of applause. Fantastic. A year. He'd been in basically a year. Never bought real estate in his life. All right, so, okay. Who's having fun with this? This is a cool transaction, right? Now you had this building and you bought it and you did this appraisal. You said you were doing a refinance. Why do a refinance?
Refinance because I would like to pay back my investors. Hey guys, thanks.
And I know what your investors are going to do with that money right away. They already got plans. All right, so you got investors?
Yeah, so the deal is actually kind of a sweet deal. So I was able to get seller financing on the building at 8% interest, but I had to bring $150,000 to the table. Originally, he wanted 20% down, and I was like, that's not. I would prefer less. So he said, all right, how's 15%? And I was like, yes, I can do that.
Did you notice his negotiating strategy? Who caught it? What was it? What did he say, John? Can we get Chong a microphone? And the reason we use microphones, by the way, this whole event is being recorded. It's for you when you get back home, and it's for everybody who didn't get to get here. So if there you go.
Whoa, shit.
You're good. Well, now that's on the recording.
He let the seller name the number.
He let the seller name the number. That's one part of it. Very good. John, pass it to Chong. Chong, what was the...
He let the seller know that he could do better.
Yes, seller, if we could do better. That's it. Give Chong a round of applause. He just said something. That's it. He was like, hey, I can't do that. Can you help me out? I can't pull that off.
I just asked the question. Sometimes
How can
you
we
just
make
have
this
to
work?
ask the question, and it works out.
Yeah. All right, so you negotiated seller financing. Fantastic. Clever as hell, right? 8% interest, which, by the way, aren't the interest rates 8% now anyway? Like a commercial?
Pretty rough.
So he's doing this refinance. Now, did you get a cash out?
Yeah, so I'm doing a cash out refinance, pulling out $975,000 and refinancing down to 6%. So it should be saving me about $2,500 a month on interest.
$2,500 a month. Doing the math in my head is $30,000 a year.
Close, sure.
Right? $2,500 a month times 12. That's $30,000 a year.
Yeah,
Right?
sounds right. Sounds right.
He just made $30,000 a year. Yes? We saw that math? You saw mostly my head boiling for a second, and I spit out words at you. Who confirmed? Was it Ken? Awesome.
Right, it's 30. I also just did it in my head again. I was like, I want to make sure this is right. It's right.
I might not be good at a lot of things, but when it comes to making money and calculating money, I got one skill here. All right, so you now have just saved $30,000. You're making an extra. That's $30,000 you were making anyway. You get to now keep. Okay, I like that. And also, you get to pay off your investors. Excellent. So let's go back to the fears, because some shit went sideways in this deal, didn't it?
Oh my Lord.
Even from day one, before you got to closing.
Before I got to closing?
Yeah, like you didn't have
I
investors
didn't
lined
have
up.
the investors.
Has anybody
That's right.
put a deal under agreement and not had investors lined up? Has anybody considered they'll never put a deal under agreement unless they have investors lined up? Has anybody said okay, I got to get my investors first before I buy a deal? Anybody said that ever? Not this guy. That's why he owns the property.
I got the last $50,000 check 3 hours before the closing.
Boom! And where did that check come from?
Came from, what's his name now? Bob Rucci.
Yeah.
Bob Rucci. He's
How'd
actually
you meet him?
So one day when I was looking at the
This
building.
is important information, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
The kid tells me I've never raised capital. I can't raise capital. I was like, don't worry about it.
He
But
really
you got
did
a
say that
community,
to me.
man. You got relationships. We're gonna be fine.
So I got a call one day from a parent who is interested in bringing her 3 kids to AMP Academy. And we got to talking, just had friendly conversation with her, and she told me that she moved up from Dallas, Texas, and she was looking to open a dance studio. And I was like, oh, no way, that's crazy. How much space would you need for something like that? And so she told me, she's like, oh, I'd love to get like 5,000 square feet. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm looking at a building, it's 42,000 square feet, and I might have like 21,000 square feet available if you're interested. And she was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's talk more about it. So before I even like got the building, I was able to get her into the building to look at the whole thing. And she decided that she wanted the space. Her father is Bob Rucci, who decided to put down $50,000 into the sale, into the purchase.
Random, like you're putting a tenant in at the same time. You don't even own the building, but you're like, yeah, I got space. And then you're connecting with her father and being like, you know anybody who needs to invest, wants to get a return on investment? What do you pay your investors?
Anywhere between 10 and 14%.
10 and 14% interest,
Yeah.
right? You can make this numbers work, right? Okay. How'd you become a millionaire? What is the math on the millionaire? Is it mostly real estate or is it mostly business?
Oh, no, the real estate got me there. The business built it up.
Right.
But ultimately, the business is.
It's a good show.
It's probably, yeah.
It's a good show.
I think it's 50-ish%. It's like 50. No, I think it's like 45%.
Wow. Oh, I thought it was going to be at least 50-50.
No, I think it's 45. Yeah, no, the building really kicked it off, man.
Who knows? Real estate is a great storage of wealth. Yes, and in the commercial space, here's how Josh gets his valuation. He raises the rents. He changes the tenants that he's got in the building, and he's able to make more money because it goes off of cap rate. It goes off of income, NOI. That's why we like multifamily and commercial real estate. We just change the income, we increase the value of the property, like that. You don't have to do anything, just increase rents, change the contracts, change the leases. Valuable?
Valuable to me.
Yeah.
You guys think so?
And his business,
Worked for me.
what's the most your business has pulled in a month?
The most it's pulled in a month?
Yeah.
26,000.
$26,000. And I was making fun of him, thinking his little backflips and, like capoeira, Brazilian martial arts is gonna somehow, like I was like, it's never gonna make money.
No faith
Now
in
this
this
cat's
guy.
pulling in. I know that's like not every month, but like even on your worst months, what's the worst month you've had this year?
This year, well, I'll tell you, during COVID, the worst month I had was like 9,000. Which
His worst month during COVID, still $9,000.
3 months closed because of COVID, still 9.
Right. Who cut you a check during COVID?
Nobody. Oh, that's right. No, hang on. All right, so hear me out. So he wanted to purchase another house, and
Who helped me purchase another house?
This guy. He was like, "Hey, can you co-sign this for me? And when I refinance it, I'll give you $5,000." And I was like, "Sure, man. That sounds like a plan." Actually, no. What happened?
Not a bad idea, right? We're catching an idea right now? Okay, go on.
Well, there was the other time where he was like, "Hey," he called me. I was at work. I don't know where you were, but he called me. He's like, "Hey, Josh, can I borrow $5,000?" And I was like, "Yeah, man.
I told
Why?"
the VIPs this story yesterday. I didn't even tell them what it was. I was like, hey, can I borrow $5,000?
I was like, "Yeah, man. Why?" And he's like, "I just had a thing. Just wanted to check if you were okay with it. I'll explain later." And then he hung up. I was like, "All right. Well, guess I'm gonna give him $5,000, and I'll find out later." And
How cool is that?
It worked out.
Let's give Josh a big round of applause. Great stuff. All right. Do you mind standing on stage and telling us a little bit about AMP Academy, what its mission is, why it's important, what you do for kids, and why I love everything that you do?
Yeah. So AMP Academy is a Ninja Warrior parkour and martial arts school where our primary focus is not in fitness. It's instead in helping create good people, starting at youth. I'm sure many of you are like me and my brother were, where you have a lot of this bad programming in your brains, all the things that make you think you can't do certain things. And all of that happens when we're younger. So the idea of AMP Academy is to teach kids when they're younger that it's not a matter of whether you can or can't do something, it's a matter of how you're going to do it. The entire mindset of parkour is that there's always a way to accomplish something. You may have to take a different path, but you're gonna get there, right? There's no way you're not going to. So this is the idea of what we're trying to do at AMP Academy. We're trying to teach kids that you can do it, and we will help you do it. And we will find that way, so that way they don't grow into adults and have those same blockages that we had to work through ourselves.
Where's the word trying? Did somebody move it on me? It's over there.
Yeah, it's over there on the wall.
So if AMP Academy were to change its messaging just a little bit, what would it change it to?
I'm sorry, we are.
We are
doing this.
I love this. And here's proof of you doing it. Here's proof of you doing it. This book right here. My brother's a published author. Give him a round of applause. Called Empowering Children for Success, a guide for coaches, mentors, teachers, and parents. Who wants one? All right, hold on, Thurbin. This is $10 for every copy that we sell today except for this one.
Got
Hey,
there
she
first.
jumped on stage. Give Crystal a round of applause. Go ahead, my brother. But I got like 20 copies. So if you got $10,
26
if you got
copies.
$10 in your pocket, you can come up to the stage right now and you can acquire yourself one of these books. Who's here is a parent, knows a parent, thinks a parent should learn how to empower their children in the ethical, moral way, like in a good way, yes? Excellent. What actually I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these books to the back. Andrew, would you mind grabbing these books and bringing them to the back and put them for sale for tonight, for everybody? Yes? What was it? Yeah, we're about to do it right now. Yes, question. She needs a microphone. Can we get the cameras on this one? I want a camera on Melissa. She's speaking. Yep.
Only good feedback, please.
Can you hear me? I just want to say I got that book last year and I read it, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing, and it's so inspiring for parents and kids. And thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Let's give Melissa a round of applause. Now, you got one of your students here, right?
I did. I brought one of my students. His name is Joshua also. It's not the same person. I'm not my own student. I am,
Although.
but a different way. So his name is also Joshua. He started with me when he was 12 years old. And he started helping me build the expansion to the academy. He was there with me like every day during the summer, and we did not have air conditioning, and I don't know why, for the love of God, he came to help, but I really appreciate it. He's been with me for 6 years. When he turned 17, I hired him as an instructor because he represented really everything that I was trying to accomplish with AMP Academy. So, without further ado, I would like to invite up Karambit or Joshua Ali Bergen. Bring it in.
Give him a round of applause.
To do everything better than I did. Let's see it.
Keep it going, all right. These guys do something called capoeira. Have you heard of capoeira? Would you like to see them play brincadeira for a little benguela
Jogo de
for
capoeira.
1 minute, 2 minutes? Well, I'm getting out of here
We'll give you
then.
like
In
30
which
seconds,
case-
bro.
Yo, Skrill, drop it hard.
cameras on him. Keep the cameras on him. Thank you, brother. If you can tell us really quickly, what is the biggest thing you've learned from Amp Academy and from Josh?
Learning? Definitely that I'm bigger than I think I am, if that makes sense. Really just knowing that you can do anything as long as you try, you know? You just work hard enough and you find the right people. Things become easy. I'm sorry, I'm really out of breath.
Yeah, that's why I said only 30 seconds, right? It's very exhausting. And what have you found today being in this room with these people? What do you think?
Yo, the exposure. Y'all are crazy, for real.
He says we're crazy.
I'm just trying to make money now. Y'all are kind of showing me the way. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome, man. Hey, welcome to the family, brother.
Thank you.
So you know you are Josh's favorite. He did tell me that. So we're
I know.
clear. So would it be too much for me to ask you guys if you could do something fancy, like a jump off the stage some fancy way together? Yeah? All right. Show us what you do.
You're going to want to be right there.
Cameras? There you go. You do your spot. Do your thing.
You have a cell phone.
Now is the time to pull your cell phones out. Yes. Switch over to video. Put your video on them.
Yo, Skrill, drop it hard.
All right, give yourselves a round of applause. Cool stuff. So many stories today. So many different ideas, yes? So many different ways to do it. So many different ideas and strategies. We've seen people who have literally had no opportunity being it, like Mitch Durfee. I love his stories so much. It hurts to listen to, but man, against all odds, he's not even in this country and he's buying real estate. Working 12 hours a day, losing his friends, banging indoors, doing things he doesn't want to do because he has to do it. But he knew he had to get free. Anybody feel that? Connecting with it. We're time to set some goals, man. I love what Mitch did earlier. He really helped you out. He got you set, kind of primed you for this. In your book, I've got a page called Alchemist Financial Goals. Who already saw it? Everybody already see this page? Oh, of course you did. My smart ones. All right. It is, who knows what page it is? Who found it already? 15. It's right on the side of busyness versus business. All right. No. 18. There it is. 18. Looks like this. Looks like this. You got it? 18. All right, so what we're going to do is kind of take a little bit of what we just got from Mitch a little while ago, and then take all the ideas we kind of heard from the other speakers this morning, from myself, and from what you've learned in your experience. And we're going to fill out the top with your name. And on the side of it, we're going to put your age. It's important. Then we're going to do our top 3 goals for the next 12 months. Top 3. This is not little shit. This is like all 12 months, the whole year. We're just going to write down what we want to do. All right? Maybe some of you are like me. You want to get those 15-inch biceps. That was one of my goals. I was like, before the summit, 15s. Right? I can't do 22s. Who knows the reference? Who listens to a little rap music knows the 22? All my friends got 22. Yeah, 15s. It's like the Toyota Corolla, rims, right? All right. Some of them may be relationship. I want to take my spouse to a tropical island, or I want to go on vacation. Some of them may be real estate related. Like I want to own 12 units. I want to own 100 units. Don't all say 100 units, by the way. I don't give a shit how many units you have. It's cash flow that matters. Yes? So you have to know your units, your network, your units, what they provide for you. Then top 3 challenges ahead of you. What are the 3 things that are stopping you, right? This is your chance. You be doing this right now while I'm talking. Fill this out. All right, we're doing an exercise together as we speak. Those top 3 challenges, what's holding you back? You know, when Josh was going to buy that property, he kept saying, man, I don't have the money. Well, I never raised capital. I don't have the investors. He said, I don't have any experience with this. When he first started, he was like, I don't even have a property. Right, so there's these different challenges. So everybody's got challenges. Everybody got top 3 challenges. Put them down. What are the big three? Big three. Is it time, money, knowledge, accountability? Is it network, lacking people, maybe lacking, like, you don't know how to say it or sell it, right? Don't have the deal. 3 challenges. What are the 3 things that's stopping you, holding you back? Family size. Your family is going to be part of your journey. Include years married, age, and children. How big is your family? Get this written down on this piece of paper so you can keep it in mind. These are important for your goals. If your family's not involved in your goals, are you even setting your goals right? All right? Children. I saw Chong today. Chong brought his children with him. You know why? That's his little army right there. All right? That's the whole point. That's the whole point is, like, if they can go be successful. So he brought them along. I love it. Yolanda's got her son here. I love seeing it. Mike Shine's got Sam Shine in the back. I saw you, Sam. There she is. She moved up. Look at that, smart. I saw Bella. I saw Joy's daughter here. Right? It's cool. I love seeing the kids. I know, where is she? Nicole Finoni's got her daughter here. There's Nicole. Very good. Absolutely. All right. Financial blueprint discovery. What was your income over the last 2 years? What was 2022's income? What is 2020's income, 2021's income, and what are you projecting for 2022 right now? Just write down the numbers. Don't think about it, just write down the numbers. What were they? What'd you earn 2 years ago? What'd you earn last year? What'd you earn this year? Just write it down. Just write it down. Now we're going to talk about our ideal passive income goal. Write down your years. Write down the years. Yep, get them done. Good stuff. It's a financial blueprint, right? Who's looking at that financial blueprint and see something very familiar? Anybody see the same number over and over? Anybody got the same number on there? 3 years in a row. Anybody? Show of hands. 3 years in a row, same number? Couple of you? Couple of you? Okay, there's a sign. That's called a trend. That's a flatline trend. You might be dying. How about this? Scary one. Anybody have a reduced number over the last 3 years? Anybody have a reduced number? That's even scarier, right? It's terrifying. I get it. I've been there too. Okay. Excellent. What about who's got an up and to the right trend? Anybody got up and to the right? Show of hands. The trend is you've been doing pretty good, right? Yes? How good does that feel? Say, really good. We want it to go up and to the right. All right. Everybody in the room, we want it to go up and to the right. 3, 2, 1, go. To go up and to the right. We're talking about your money, guys. We're not talking about anything else. Oh, yeah, no, kidding. I know. They don't get better than that. I'm sorry. Look, yeah, I'll bring Kevin Hart out here next year. We'll see what happens. Your ideal passive income goal. What was your income? I'm sorry. Passive income is income you don't work for. Remember I was showing you? That it can't involve me, right? It's like Alchemist Connect income, right? Just prints money. Just comes in. Mark does all the work. Ron does all the work. I love that thing. And builds millionaires? Come on. Please. Sign me up. All right. Passive income is income you don't have to work for. Typically rent, real estate, dividends, profits from a business. It could be, what's the other one I like? Royalties from the books, or royalties from your brand, or from selling a franchise or business. It could be interest, right? From loans. A lot of different ways to make passive income. So what is your ideal amount? What is your current amount? What is your ideal goal? What would you like to have, right? An ideal goal, like, just say numbers. I'm not judging you here. I don't give a shit. It's not my money. Yes? Nobody's gonna stop you, right? I'm pretty sure it's all possible. I got buddies who are pulling in $1 million, $2 million a month, so I no longer put caps on people's goals. Don't let anybody put a cap on your goal, yes? You decide how much you're going to make. And if you wake up one day and you're not making what you want to make, go make what you want to make. Yes? No, seriously. Go make what you want to make. Say yes. Who controls how much you make? Who controls how much you make? Who controls how much you make? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. Quick and dirty analysis. You can do this tonight. I want to move forward because I got Terry coming up. But this is how you do a quick net worth analysis. If as you're doing this, you identify that you are a millionaire, you identify that you are indeed a millionaire, and I had something to do with it, please come to the back of the room and let us know. We can do this? We got a millionaire ceremony tomorrow. I don't want to miss anybody. Is that okay? All right, you don't have to do your net worth right now, but I'm going to ask you to do it later tonight. All right, the experience assessment. List the top 3 skills, careers, talents that you have used to earn the most money in the past. Your past experiences earning money may help decide the best way to reach your goals, but are not the only solution available. Remember, my brother told me that he wanted to do this fitness facility, wanted to do this academy. And then once he got started, I said, man, stay out of real estate. Stay out of all this other stuff. You just do your one thing. And I was able to pull in over $300,000 a year from his business that he built that he loves. All right, $250,000 a year, whatever it comes out to. What are your pieces of experience, things you're really, really good at, right? Anna, maybe we get you in a residential assisted living, huh? Huh? Pays well, $5,000 a month per unit. Think about it. Any of the nurses in this room, I'm listening to Vinny and his numbers. I'm thinking RAL sounds like it's a good industry to get into. Who's already familiar with residential assisted living? Oh, man. I'm just looking for a good operator. I'll raise the capital. I just don't want to do the work. You heard me, right? I want to do the work. Okay. Ideal career. What would you love to do to earn money in the future? The more closely we are aligned to our passions, and the more effort we are able to put into making them a reality. Like my brother absolutely loves helping kids figure out parkour or Ninja Warrior or capoeira. You saw him do the little capoeira up here with Karambit. That's, by the way, that's their capoeira name. My brother's name is Polvu, right? It's Joshua, like that's what he was born with, but his tribe chose Polvu for him, just like I was chosen the alchemist. It's interesting, right? Polvu, you know what that means? Octopus. First, I heard it was like, the fuck? A fish with 8 legs? Then he explained to me, he's like, the octopus is one of the most deadly creatures in the ocean because it adapts. It adjusts, it thinks. And like everybody just tells him, the way he fights, the way he plays, he adjusts to you. He figures you out really quickly, and then he adjusts. Who knows, that's the sort of skill you want to acquire as well. When you're in a sales situation, don't hit with the same hammer every time. Adjust to the person you're speaking to. Figure out what their real problems are and then solve them. Use whatever moves you got available to you. Use all those 8 legs, right? All right. Was this fun? Was this valuable? Some awarenesses, just nice to put some things on paper, right? Get some clarity. Who's done? Excellent, good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right. I want you to very quickly stand up, find a partner, A-B partner, very quickly. Pick the person on the side of you. It's okay if you know them already. All right, I want you to look them dead in the eyes. Dead in the eyes. I want you to be able to look at them so close that you know the color of their eyes. I know, guys, it's gonna get weird. It's getting weird. You're welcome. Hey, there's no money in the comfort zone. We're getting outside of the comfort zone. All right? So look each other in the eyes. Be able to look at their eyes. Do not say a word. Silence. Quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's difficult. Look at them in the fucking eyes and don't say a goddamn word. No laughing. Look them in the eyes. Quiet. Silence. Yes, I know it's all Chuckle House. Give it a relax. Okay, we're making money here. We can't laugh in negotiations. Agreed? You can say yes. You can say yes louder. You can say less louder like you mean it. Look at me and say yes so they don't smell your breath. Come on. There we go. All right, look back in their eyes. Come on, look at their eyes. Come on, Greg, you can do this. You got it. All right. Look at the color of their eyes. Don't look around the room. In a negotiation situation, the only person that matters is the person right in front of you. You're not Chuckle House. You're not moving. You're not flexing. You are looking them dead in the eyes. You are breathing the same way they're breathing. Look at their chest. Move. Do not look at their boobies. Look at the clavicle, gentlemen. Right here, okay? Look them in the eyes. Feel their breathing. Match their breathing. Catch it. Come up here, Mitch. All right. Just like this. Just like this. Watch, watch. Okay. You guys feel that? Let's give Mitch a round of applause. That's a salesperson right there. Is the ability to get into a situation, lock eyes, and then match and mirror immediately. I felt very comfortable with Mitch, even though we were super close. Yes? You can see that, right? Just beautiful eyes. You got beautiful eyes. All right. We're going to do this one more time. I want to tell you the reason we're doing this. It's so that you can get comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, and then I want you to look them dead in the eyes, and I want you to send them energy without saying a word, without touching them, without having any contact. But I want you to say, looking into their eyes, look in their eyes right now, and I want you to say this in your mind. I will do whatever it takes to make you successful and reach your goal. Look at them in the eyes and say this to the person that you're thinking about. And if you're John and you don't have somebody in front of you, go find somebody, John. Hustle. Come on. If you don't have somebody, hand up, John. Put your hand up so somebody can find you. There's somebody out there who doesn't have somebody also. Kurt, there you go. Come on. Find Mike, you got it. Yep, perfect. Okay, very good. Look them in the eyes, and you tell them with your mind that you will do whatever it takes to help them reach their goal. I want you to also, at the same time, you're doing this with your eyes, without touching each other, without speaking, just looking at each other and just letting them know that you believe they are fully capable of accomplishing their goal as well, without you. You know that you will do whatever it takes to help them and support them, but you also know that they've got everything inside them to create the dream, the life, the desires they have all by their damn self, because they're a beast, because they're an alchemist. They can transform themselves to get whatever they want. Feel that energy and send it. Use your eyes only. Breathe together. Now give each other a hug and say thank you. All right, go back to your seats. Quickly, go back to your seats. Yeah, it was awkward. Woo! And then it was really good, wasn't it? Who wants to share real quick? We got a mic check. Real quick share, and then we got to shift over to bring Terry on stage here. So very, very, very quickly. Who wants to share? Show of hands. Who had an experience just now? Who had an experience just now? Had an experience? Show of hands, yes? Who wants to share that experience? Who doesn't want to share that experience? Anybody not want to share? Like, had an experience was like, I'm definitely not sharing. Kim Rodriguez, you got the mic. Right over here. Kim, can you put your hand up so they can find you? Awesome.
It was very interesting because I'm a very giving person. So I was giving and I could notice my partner was feeling very uncomfortable. So after the exercise, I said, "Are you okay?"
Who was your partner?
Joy.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
But
fantastic.
One of the things that I didn't know is it's a cultural thing for the Asian culture. So looking in the eyes is not a good thing.
Uh-huh.
So that was an awakening for me, and I'm like, why is she so uncomfortable with this? And I asked her, what did you feel when I was feeling it? Then she explained to me. So culture is an important thing to understand, too, when we're doing these exercises.
Absolutely. Let's give Kim Rodriguez a round of applause. It's powerful. One more share. Who wants to share? You got your hand up, Durbin? Okay, go ahead. And then Anila, we'll take you next. We'll do this very quickly. Stand up.
I was with Maureen, and she was actually pretty surprised that I held my eyes with her the whole time. I didn't blink at all the whole minutes. I mean, I did giggle for the laughter, but other than that, I didn't flinch at all for what was that, 3 minutes or so? But yeah, I didn't flinch at all, and I told told her why.
Why?
Because I had my goal in mind the whole time. I saw her eyes, but the only thing I could see in my own mind was what I'm after. So, yeah, it was pretty easy for me personally.
You were sending her energy, right?
Yeah, she picked it up because she was blinking a few times, laughing, but my expression was stoic the whole time.
You were thinking about your goal that you were going to accomplish, or already have accomplished, and also sending her energy at the same time, yes?
Yep.
Anybody else feel that too? Yeah? Go ahead, yeah, round of applause, give him a round of applause. Awesome, thank you, Thurban. And Nilla on this side, stand up so they can find you. Stand up so they can find you, yep. Very good.
It was a special moment because I didn't even know her name. I just met her. And immediately she stared at my eyes, and it took me a moment to accept that. As I looked at her eyes, she has beautiful blue eyes, and I thought of the sky. And then you directed us again, and you said what to think while we look at the person's eyes. And when I thought for her and see her succeed, I felt a sense of unity. Like her and I, we knew each other somehow, and we had this depth that is hard to explain in words, and it somehow touched our hearts, because when we hugged each other, we just knew each other. I don't know how else to explain it. It was just very sweet.
Thank you. There's multiple reasons we do this exercise. But the biggest for me as I'm listening to each person is just so you understand what it's like to be on this stage. I'm looking at each one of you, making commitment every word, every minute, every second we're on stage, every eye contact, every conversation we have in the hallways. I'm making this commitment this entire weekend. Who already knows that? You're already feeling it. You already sense that energy. That's what we've been doing this whole weekend. As we're making eye contact, as we're connecting with you, as we're having these conversations, we're aiming to serve in the best way possible. Who's been feeling that energy all weekend? Imagine if you went out and you operated like this all the time. Everybody you see, everybody you talk to, everybody you touch feels that energy, that connectedness that you have with the person you just connected with. You'd be pretty much unstoppable, wouldn't you? Who agrees you'd be unstoppable? All right, we're about to do a session that's gonna make you even more unstoppable. We got 2 sessions ahead of you. Who here knows their body can handle it, yes? If we can go out and dance at Mango's till 2 o'clock in the morning, then we know our body can handle this. Is that true? I remember last year. I know my body didn't handle it. Darina did though. Darina took all you guys out. We had a blast. All right. So what Terry's going to do when he comes up here, he's going to talk about the inner game. He's going to talk a little bit about goals. Taking what you just wrote down, what you did with Mitch earlier, we're going to tighten it up just a little bit more before Doug comes out and puts it all together. Who's excited to continue this game of figuring it out? Yes? All right. Let me just double check to make sure we're not going to break first. Mitch. Well, I skipped that. Okay. There was a break there. There was another break here. Terry, what do you want to do? You want to go to break first, then bring him back? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stand up before we go to break. We're going to stand up. We're going to put our hands over our head because remember, we're going to lock in everything we just learned. Who learned a lot, yes? Say, I learned a lot. Yeah, all right, so we're going to bend all the way down to our toes. Oh, yes! Go to break. We'll see you in 10 minutes. That makes it 9:30. Be back in this room.